first off, got a new cam, looks a little bit better. Made better animations, they also look a little bit better. We got about 19 cards to review, and we start off with the card that I messed up last time, Plague of Murlocs. I thought the card reads, transform your own field, your own minions into random Murlocs. Then it's not so good, but if it transforms everything, and it does transform everything, that card is pretty much broken already. There is no taunt Murloc. You can always transform stuff and then play a charge afterwards, or just aim face with your weapon. And against Big Priest, they get a 2-1 Murloc. The card is great. I delete my last rating of that, 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, let's say 4 out of 5, because you also got random Murlocs, and your opponent still has a board, but Lightning Storm, Maelstrom Portal, anything that hits 2 damage or more, usually clears the whole board. Then we got Armadillo. It's 6 mana, 4/7 and hand buff. And it only buffs taunt minions. So it's already hand buff, which didn't really work in Warrior ever. Rin is a 3/6 with taunt and it sees play, but the effect is you win the game. Now this thing though, I just don't really see it. If you hate aggressive decks, this card might be really helpful. And then you can also just play the 1/11 tar guy. The potential is there, but let's be honest here. Hand buff in Warrior didn't work. I would give it a 1.5, let's say 1 out of 5. Because it's also legendary, and you can only play one of them. 1 out of 5. Now the 4 important cards, the Reno Deck restricted cards. Well, Reno Mage might be an archetype that doesn't really see play at the moment, but perhaps it does next expansion. It's a Dynamatic, twice the effect, and it only hits enemy minions, not your own. So it's pretty much clear the board and summon a 4/6. It's Blizzard, but better. You know the File and Godfrey? Godfrey is the File, but better, and you summon a minion. You have stats with it. In this case though, you have to play Reno Mage, you have to draw the card by turn 6, so it's actually useful. And then you also have to not lose. I would say for Reno Mage itself, you would very likely include the card. It's not better than a 3 out of 5. As simple as it is, you can just play Blizzard. You can play Doomsday, you can play Nova Doom. You can play Arcane Explosion if you want to. Next up, Brann the Resummon King Crush guy. Old Brann, new Brann, 16/16 burst damage if there's no taunt. Reno Hunter doesn't really exist, but it's kind of fun to play. Now having a 2/4 that summons King Crush, that summons a charge minion, so basically 7 mana, 10, 12 in stats. That sounds pretty good, but remember this card over there, the dinosaur. 7 mana, 9/9, did he ever see play? I don't think so. You don't really need burst damage in Reno Hunter. There's going to be some meme combo where you summon multiple King Crushes with that and just win the game, but that card alone doesn't really change the tier level of Reno Hunter. Because I like King Crush 2 out of 5, but really if there's any odd rogue, any odd paladin in your face, any aggressive attack, they don't care if you have an 8/8, they just go face. If it had taunted lifesteal, maybe. But as of now, doesn't seem too good. Then we got Elise. So we can now play Elise Starseeker with Elise Jungle Girl Trailblazer. We can play this Elise. We can copy Elise. We have more Elise. Look at this, there's also Elise. Combo potential, 3 out of 5, but you need to have only one of them in a deck. Might be a real deck. Reno Druid, but let's move on. 2 mana, 2/3. Reminds me of Kalaseth. Why? Because if you play it on turn 2, it has the biggest impact. Let's think about it this way. Do you want to play Reno Paladin? Maybe. The deck isn't too bad. Do you want to get an upgraded hero power? I think it's a great card. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. You need to build your whole deck around that. And then afterwards, you have to kind of utilize your hero power. Maybe 4 out of 5 is too much. Let's say 3 out of 5 because we haven't really seen a good Reno Paladin list that actually does not die on turn 5. Then my favorite Warlock card we have seen so far. Well, this card just seems straight up incredibly broken. 5 out of 5 immediately. Reason is you discard your highest cost card. What is usually your highest cost card? Gul'dan. And then it dies, you can just use Mortal Coil on it to get 2 Gul'dans back immediately. That just seems broken. 6 out of 5 stars even. Making Mummies, Paladin Quest. Well, class identity, here we go again. You have to play 5 reborn minions, meaning you have to build your deck around them. We probably see better minions in the next 60-70 cards that are still there. Probably taunt minions that have reborn. The effect is really, really powerful though. You summon a 2/2 copy of a friendly minion. You summon another Ragnaros, another Lich King. Might be worth to build your deck around that. Don't quote me on that, but this card alone might make Control or Midrange Paladin work again. Without Uther or TK, without any other win condition than controlling the board. If we see better reborn cards, I think this might be a 4 out of 5. And then another reborn minion, Murmy, which is a Murloc and is like Possessed Villager, or like Mekaru, or like anything that summons a 1/1. The thing about this is, it's a Murloc. Reborn means you summon another one, right? Or it's get resummoned. So if you play Murloc Shaman and the Shaman quest, It's a 1 mana 2/2 that can trade in and lives again, and you get +2 on your quest. Now there's not much to it, there's just one word on it. I would say 3 out of 5. Druid spell, Hidden Ways, 6 mana, summon a 6/6 taunt. Damn, that's bad. Or heal 12. Well, that's also bad. Branching Path heals you for 12, and you have the options to draw a card or give you minions attack, and it's just 4 mana instead of 6. Would heal for 12 and summon a 6/6 taunt though, if you get the Druid quest, or if you play Foundwell before. If you float 1 mana crystal for 4 turns in a row to get your Oasis or Cyrus tier, you probably take a lot of damage. And then healing for 12 and summoning a 6/6? That seems really good. If you manage to get your quest reward by turn 6, and you actually can heal 12 or restore 12 health, seems good. You can also play Lucent Bark with it, or play it in a deck with Lucent Bark and Hedronox. There might be a really control heavy druid that just loses to Plague of Murlocs and Devolve. We will see. I think the card is better than it looks like. I would say 3 out of 5, with the potential of being 4 out of 5 and really annoying. Epic Hunter Minions, 6 mana 6/9, even though he is in jail. He is still here. But okay, summon a minion from your opponent's hand and attack it. The important thing is the and attack it part. Your minion having 9 health and 6 attack probably kills the minion, whatever it summons, unless it's Magathon. It's pretty much Dirty Red, but you already kill what is summoned. When I play Dirty Red and Reno Warlock, I have to use Siphon Soul most of the time to kill the minion that gets summoned. If I, for example, want to disrupt Shadowwalk, which has 6 health by the way. This card does the job for it. If you face any aggressive player, they just hit face. They don't care if you summon a minion from their hand, they just hit face. With that in mind, the card is still really good. Itself though, it's at least a 3 out of 5. At least, or better. But let's see, how good is Scarlet Webweaver? It's 6 mana 5/5, but you reduce the cost of a beast in your hand by 5. This on King Crush means you have a 4 mana King Crush that you can then buff with Dire Frenzy and then summon multiple copies of. That seems really good. This allows many combos that include beasts, which is good. Combo potential 5 out of 5. As a normal card though, you basically gain 5 mana for free. And you only pay like 1 or 2 mana in stats. But let me hear your combos that you can think about with this. Now next up, a card that is really not good. Bazaar Mago. It promotes Reynard's card game. The Bazaar coming out soon, I hope. Like Evelyn for Rekful, but we probably never see that. It's a 5/3/5 rush. You can just play Ziliax. Ziliax heals you, here's Taunt, here's helpful. This thing, add a random minion? Do you really want to add a random minion? Let's just take a look at any random minion. They're usually bad. Maybe in some weird version of Espionage. I don't think it's too good. I would say 2 out of 5, because at least it has Rush. If you summon it randomly, for example you use Firelands Portal and summon it, at least it has Rush. 2 out of 5, but not better. What is that? A Desert Obelisk. A 5 mana 0/5 do nothing. Summon a copy of it, still do nothing. Summon another copy, deal 15 damage. This is like Dr. Boom's scheme, but even worse. I don't know. You can summon this one randomly, and then it's bad. You need to make a copy of it first, because you only can include 2 copies of a card in your deck, obviously. So you would need to play something like Duplicate, then summon 3 howsoever, and then each one deals 5 damage. There's a Druid combo with it that I've seen, but does that really happen? If there's not a legendary minion, that's something like a 6 mana 5/5 that reads summon 2 Desert Obelisks, or there's a quest that spawns one of those. I don't think it's really good. Blizzard, why? It's the same question we can ask for the next card, which is an Evil Recruiter, which just seems broken for not just standard but also wild. You play Evil Genius to get 2 lackeys, and then you summon a 5/5 if you kill it? That seems a little bit too good. Blizzard, are you sure about this? This seems like a really bad card. Really bad for the game. I hope this one is not overpowered, but it seems really good. Like easily 5 out of 5 stars for both formats. At least the next Warlock card is not too broken. It's called Rift Cleaver. 6 mana 7/5, destroy an enemy minion and take the damage to your face, meaning if you have Spellstones, they probably upgrade. Which is upset number 1. Number 2, it's a demon, so you can resummon him with Gul'dan. It's pretty much Siphon Soul in a card, but instead of getting life, you lose life. I would definitely include this instead of Siphon Soul in Reno Warlock. The reason is, a Battlecry does not get countered. Even if the minion itself dies, for example due to Explosive Trap, Battlecries go off. But if you have Siphon Soul and there's Counterspell, doesn't work. Spellbender, doesn't work. This is good card design, in my opinion. I would say 4 out of 5 stars. And then we get another Class Identity Omega LOL. To be fair, in Wild it's a bad card. There's so many bad weapons, bad spells, bad minions, bad secrets. This will probably not really see play in Wild. But for Standard Hunter, thing is, the word random isn't there. Everything is random. You can't predict it. It can give you King Crush, Explosive Trap against the aggro, 2.5 out of 5, 3 out of 5. I would say just 2.5 because random. I can't really predict random. And the last card, very epic, 333, like the artwork. And this will look really good in Golden. Choosing a damage minion and summoning a copy of it is pretty much this spell over there. But it would summon all copies and you don't get a minion attached to it. What would we like to copy? Maybe Patron? Maybe anything that gets hit by whirlwind effects? Maybe Grommash, because 3 out of 5 is the safest prediction for anything. It's 3 out of 5. In the worst case, it's a 3-3. That does nothing. There will be something for it. But that's pretty much my thoughts about the last few cards. The next review in about a week from now will include all the cards that are revealed. Will be a full review. Will be fun to edit. Don't forget, we stream 5 times a week on twitch.tv/Solem. Make sure to follow that. Until then, have a good day.